Welcome into Kentucky Roll Call. A little bit different of an intro than we usually have. It is producer Matt. We also have special guest Corey Price in the house for a special Trivia Friday. We'll get into that here in just a little bit. TJ's not starting off the show right now. He is on his way here. He's running a little bit late. As you guys know, Stephen Peak is in Lexington for the Mark Pope press conference, and we will get to that here in just a second. Before we get to that, Corey, how's it going, man? How you doing today?
I'm doing great. I'm glad that TJ is here on time. It's great. Awesome of a host. But
you love doing these little trivia and pop cultures with nobody in the room.
I mean, I don't enjoy it. I actually prefer us to be all together and one big happy family. But I get it. Stephen's guy's job to do with the conference, and TJ obviously has an actual job. So there are times where he gets here late, but. I'm here. I'm ready. At my job, we moved into a new building today, so I've been a little busy and hectic getting stuff worked out and whatnot. So I'm glad to be away from work for an hour or so.
Yeah, I'm glad you got to get away from that. I know that stuff's probably really stressful, but we're close to the weekend. We got Kentucky IU basketball tomorrow. I imagine you're pretty excited about that.
I'll be excited if we can compete in even more so if we can win. If we get one more loss to a quality opponent, season's looking pretty bleak, and I'm not looking forward to the fans' reaction if that's the case. I know we mentioned this on Tuesday on Michael Bennett's show, but I can't honestly recall the last time fans booed UK at Rupp. I'm sure it's been a long time, so I'm sure if they play poorly, there'll probably be more boos, which is kind of sad.
It is really sad. There's a weird vibe around Kentucky. I would say Kentucky athletics, but just Kentucky basketball in general now with Will Stein getting rehired. That's kind of been very uplifting. Before we get into the Mark Pope press conference real quick, what are you looking for tomorrow? What does Kentucky need to do to win this game? What is the best possible scenario for you coming out of this game?
I think it's threes on both sides. We had been shooting poorly up until last game. Now you got to take the quality of opponent into account, but made 12 threes on Tuesday, which is honestly what we should be doing every game in Pope's system. And then we have to limit them. I mean, they are shooting lights out. I mean, Jamar hit 10 himself.
You mean Lamar?
Lamar, sorry. Lamar. Close enough. He hit 10 himself last game. The coach's son is hitting a bunch of threes too. So I think it's three on both sides. We got to hit, I think, at least 10 to 12, and we got to hold them to, hopefully 6 to 8 or less. Might be easier said than done, but I think that's where the game will lie.
I completely agree with you, especially, I mean, yeah, you made a good point. In the Mark's Pope system, you just got to shoot more threes. You got to make more threes. Mr. TJ is actually here right now. But it's going to be tough for Kentucky. They haven't done a great job of defending the three-point line and defending behind the arc very well. But this is going to be a game where you can really turn the season around if you get something going right now. Mr. TJ.
What's up, fellas?
How's it feel to be in the studio?
I am here. Thank you all for holding things down for me. This has been a wild and crazy day, from school being canceled to my 1-year-old's daycare being open. We were so excited about that. That place, they were open all the time. And then we were so excited. All right, Gigi only has to watch one kid today. That's fun. We get to take the 1-year-old into her daycare. That makes things a little bit easier. There was like the slightest amount of spit up in her crib. Not like, just like, It was, and then I was like, oh, that's not good. And you have that internal conflict of a parent of like, did we see that? Maybe we didn't see it. Maybe we just sent her into school and we didn't see that.
Right. Yeah.
And then the wife said, yeah, they told us that there may be a little stomach bug going around her class. Oh. And we said, yeah. So we sent both kids over to the grandparents. Super lucky to have that option. But it's been a whirlwind of a day, just moving around, jumping around, doing a bunch of different stuff. I was planning on doing the show from home today and being remote because Stephen Peak is in Lexington, so sometimes that makes things easier. But wanted to get in studio for Trivia Thursday. It's just not the same not being in person with Corey Price. So thank you all for holding things down here for about 5 minutes or so. Is Mark Pope talking yet?
He is. We were literally about to jump into it right before you walked in.
All right, let's throw it over to Mark Pope, and then I'll catch up with you all while the mics are off. Are we on the YouTube?
We are.
Okay, cool. Here's Mark Pope previewing the Cats versus the Hoosiers tomorrow, 7:30 at Rupp Arena.
It was the first time ever, so that was pretty exciting for us. And JQ has got a tremendous skill set. There's going to be a massive learning curve for him to try and catch up, but he's making incredible progress. Like what Randy and B. Wells have done with him is probably going to be writing medical articles about it. With his recovery and his return to play, all the while being insanely cautious with how we do it. But his progress has been immense. He's one of the top shot blockers in the country last year. He's got a really unique physicality where he still can grow it. He can actually get more physical. We had some possessions yesterday where it was a competitive day and where guys were racing in trying to make a play at the rim and JQ came out of nowhere and kind of sent it. There's still marks on the wall from him blocking shots, and even our guys that were shooting were kind of like, whoa, he's a really special skill set. He's a great young man, and we're gonna have to. I'm so excited about here in the next month or so having an opportunity to incorporate him into our playing, our games.
Do you have a rough timeline for him? Is there a calendar month
Well, this is it now. This is it. Like, we're going to try and, we're at the stages where he's not a full practice guy yet, but he's inching his way closer and closer to it. Yesterday was the first time he actually crossed half court with us. And it was in very limited reps. It was controlled. We actually stopped the drills short of where we normally go. But he actually did, cross half court, which is another. I mean, he's had so many markers along the way, but that's another big one, and he responded really well. And so, we're hoping that it's we're now into the days and weeks more than we are the months, which is exciting.
One last thing about Jaden before we get off the subject. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of expectations for him when he is healthy coming into the lineup. How do you manage those or temper those to a realistic standpoint, both with the fan base and maybe even with himself because he's been out for so long?
We don't. I'm not in the business of temporary expectations. We go face the truth of it, right? And so, the expectations are super high. He's really, really talented, and it's also gonna be a huge, on-ramp for him where he's just gonna have to. He's got so much he has to learn about us, and so there's gonna be super messy moments. There's gonna be great moments, but it's not temporary expectation. It's just he's a really talented player that's gonna kind of find his way into playing for us, and he's going to have great moments and bad moments. It's just the truth. There's no temporary. But we got big expectations for him like we do everybody on our team.
You said everybody was back, so it means Mo practiced.
Mo was on the court for a minute yesterday. It was a miracle.
So what
It was like a Christmas miracle. What are we, December 11th? December 11th yesterday, is that true? So yesterday was December 11th, and I think, when is it? St. Nick's Day? St. Nick's Day, where you put your boots out in front of the house. I think it's like the 7th or something. It was somewhere close there. I don't know what it was, but it was fun. It was like, wow, we actually have, it was fun. So, a bunch of guys limited, but something. So Mo, I think he responded pretty well yesterday. We'll see how it goes today. He's crazy rusty, and as you could imagine, but he's on the road to recovery. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. I mean, he certainly could help us. But
I know you mentioned this a few weeks ago. You guys are still sorting out what you're maybe going to do with Braden about redshirting or not. Are you any closer to figuring out yes or no?
the answer is no, and it's hard. Listen, I mean, rational. I love all of our decisions, all the decisions that reach my desk. Very rational people could make opposing arguments, and so BH he's getting so much better every day. And there's certainly space where he could help us. You never know how guys are going to be when the lights are on and when they're in limited minutes and all the things. And it's also in college basketball right now, it's really expensive to burn a year or two. And so we're just going to keep dancing. And there's, the one thing I know is once we put him out on the court, it's over, right? There's no turning back. If we put him, so there's that fear of you put him out on the court for 3 minutes and he never plays again, and you're like, man, coach, you just burned. And he's all in, by the way, but I feel the responsibility of that. I just burned his year, and there wasn't a ton of payoff. I'm very sensitive. I want to make sure that we take care of him. He's a special talent. He's got a huge future, so we got to do it right.
You talked so much about like wanting to expand the schedule. Is that something else you're like, why does football get 4 games for guys, and college basketball, like you said, you burn the red shirt the second he gets on the court?
Yeah, listen. I mean, I'm on the side of this where I'd just like to make it 5 for 5. Let's just go 5 for 5 and just get rid of all the exceptions, all the arguments, all the negotiations, all the stuff, and just be like, hey, you got 5 years to play 5 years, or for that matter, just go 4 for 4, like, and just let it be. It just, once we get in the exceptions game, it just gets so crazy complicated, and everybody's making an argument about every single thing, and I just think. I think the 5 for 5 space would feel good to me, 4 for 4 space. But in the meantime, like we'll just do what we have and do the best. But I'm always going to advocate for more games, and more freedom, and
Speaking of that,
I'm very laissez-faire that way.
if everybody once
My
everybody-
econ teacher would be so proud of me that I still remember that term.
once everybody does get healthy, you've got, even if Braden doesn't play, you've got
Yep.
12 guys.
Yep.
Are you closer to shortening that rotation? I wouldn't think you'd want 12.
I think as we get closer, and hopefully we can stick around that number, then it's going to be like you eat what you kill, right? That would be the ideal. That's probably where we need to go right now. That's what the game is telling us right now, and it's what our personality as a team is telling us right now, and so we'll see if we can actually get there. We have a bunch of tasks at hand that we're working on, but that would ultimately be, that's a really, come on, man, this is sports. That's what it's supposed to be. And so I would love to get there. It was kind of the plan going in, and we've had all kind of weirdness in the first 6 weeks, but I would love to get there. And I think it would be great for this team. I think that this team, guys, listen, last year we won more games against top 15 ranked opponents than anybody has in the history of college basketball, right? And this year we're 0-4 against top 15 teams, and we haven't started out the way we want to. But I'm telling you guys, like we got a lot in the hopper. We just have to figure out how to get it out on the playing court, and that would be one space where the original plan was kind of live in that space. We haven't had a chance to do that yet, but I would love to get there, and I'd love to experiment on that for sure.
Mark, you were obviously pretty disappointed with your team's defensive effort from Tuesday night, and looking at Indiana, that's a team that likes to put up a lot of three-pointers, makes them at a high volume. Just how do you assess your ball screen defense and kind of the way that you can match up with them, hopefully an improvement from your
Yeah, and, it's interesting. It's always when you're just like. We're learning ourselves right now. It's unfortunate that we're so late in the early part of the season that we're learning ourselves, but that's just where we are for any number of reasons. And when you do that, you kind of you lose different ways. Like we lost a very different way against Gonzaga than we did, against North Carolina. And in Gonzaga, it was their bigs almost their starting 4 and 5 almost put 40 on us, right? And so it wasn't so much ball screen defense or perimeter defense as it was just us managing the size and physicality and the glass and all those things in this game. And it's what Gonzaga does. It's actually what they do great. This team is different. This Indiana team is they bring 2 players together in every different conceivable way. Okay, so they're a huge slip team. They're a huge push screen team. They'll set incredibly violent physical screens. They'll bring a third player together and kind of trick it up. They'll go text where it's working a text to a live ball rescreen stuff. They'll set screens underneath to kind of slip with you, and they'll set a lot of guard-to-guard screens. And so they're bringing 2 players together a lot to kind of manufacture some confusion. They do it really, really well. So they're going to test everybody they play this year. They're going to really test their ability to communicate on the fly, to make real physical, forceful decisions on the fly based on a set of principles. And it's a new challenge for us. We haven't faced a team that attacks the game like this, and so it's going to be a great challenge for our guys.
Is that third defender in the ball screen defense, is that more lack of awareness or reaction or lack of communication? What's the problem?
It's all of it. It's like all the things. It's all of it. It's awareness and positioning early in the possession. It's faith. It's just trust in the idea, man. If I go leave myself so naked to go make a play on this ball, I might be supported by rotations behind me, which sometimes it's impossible to get that rotation. So it's all those things. It's habits and default settings and all the things. And it's something that every team that tries to guard the way we do, works on, and we'll just get better and better at it.
Are you seeing, is that working in practice and not working in games, or is it still work in progress?
Well, again, like our ball screen defense, the last couple games has been really solid, right? And so it is like our numbers are so much better than they were last year. And so that hasn't been the number one issue in the last 10 days. But it's certainly a place we need to keep getting better at.
That's the historian of the game. This used to be an annual rivalry.
Yeah.
It's been 15 years since IU came here and played again. How much are you looking forward to just being part of that, renewing this rivalry?
I love this game. I love all these games. I mean, I love them all. And this is a good, this is Indiana, Kentucky. I'll tell you what, what they're doing over there right now is actually awesome, because when you guys watch them play, you're going to feel very much like Bob Knight, Indiana, in the sense of like they're playing with unbelievable movement and motion and with high IQ. And so even that part of the style of play that they're playing at right now is pretty inspiring. And it just harkens back to a great tenure in Indiana basketball. And I love the game. I have such great memories of playing in these games, and I like it. I like it for us. I like it for fans. I like it for Indiana. I think it's a great game.
You were speaking about Braden earlier and the possibility of his red shirt. I know you obviously previously announced that Reese is planning to red shirt this season.
Yeah, Reese is on the books. Yeah.
Just curious what you've seen from him in practice.
He's a good player. He's a good player. He's a really good basketball player. There's some things that he does better than our other guys. He's a high IQ guy. He's got a great motor. He's got some physicality. He's probably the best guy on our team at finishing, with one shoulder to the rim. He's probably the best guy. Right now he's had a chronic health issue that he's working really hard to recover from in long-term recovery, and he's doing a great job at that. I'm a big Reese Potter fan.
I'd like to talk about the counter argument to things that come across your decks. The
Yeah.
team position is one that
Yeah.
you talked about last week. You said there were some pros and cons.
Yeah.
Very positive things you've seen in the general landscape, but also some
Yeah.
really negatives. Can you dig deeper into kind of the pros and cons of what you've seen from other schools that have that position?
Yeah, so it's I like it in terms of the manpower for sure. I like it in terms of the manpower. I like it in terms of the focus. I like it in terms of the 24/7, just being solely focused on that. One of the ways where I think it kind of can hurt is, you do, like, the purpose is to purchase 1 degree of separation. There's also some danger that comes with that in terms of, I think sometimes it can be less beneficial for student athlete. I think sometimes it can be a little bit problematic in terms of communication-wise. That's the whole purpose of it, right? And so that's the part that, if we go that direction, we'll have to be very clear and very focused on that, because at the end of the day, we have things that have to be done here. We have to win. We have to put together great rosters. We have to be, we have to do it in the most responsible way we can. And believe it or not, these student athletes still matter. Right, they still matter. Like, that's still the most important thing that's going on, and so honoring that's really, really important. We're and then it's really important finding the right person too. Like, the right person to do that is really important. Like I said, we've seen places around the country where it's been an epic disaster, and we've seen places where it's been functional. It's just one of those things where, when it lands right, we'll do it. But it's not something that we want to rush into because it can be really costly. There's really blessed. Like, we have this incredible partnership with JMI that's enabled us to do so much. And is in a sense, I have a whole team of people that are working contracts, working possibilities. One of the complicated things right now is that there's not a clear interpretation of exactly what the rules are. It's a dynamic process every single day, and we'll make sure that we always err on the side of doing this legal, which is a guessing game because nobody knows exactly what's legal right now. So there's just a million different parts of this, but that's all in the conversation of, how we do the management part of this program, and it's something that we've spent an inordinate amount of time talking about. Actually had long discussions with tease you guys with a bunch of people that could at some point maybe in some way fill a position like that. Nothing formal, but just like exploring what it would look like and how it would be, and it's somewhere we got to get. We're in such a good spot right now in the sense of, I'm telling you, and it's like this would probably be like someone needs to do like a super in-depth, New Yorker magazine 30-page article on Mitch, but his leadership in this space has been incredible, and I get to see it firsthand where I have ADs from other major universities reach out and try to.
All right, that was Mark Pope. Just kidding.
Oh, it just cut out of nowhere.
Well, normally it does just end like that, where he's actually in the middle, but UK just cuts it off right then and there. But here he goes.
Kim, who we work with day to day, is incredible, and when we get to write the book, there's been a lot of late nights, tight deadlines, trying to get to winning spots, and so we have an incredible team. In the dynamic times, landing on exactly the right spot is ultimately that's my job to get us the right spot. But the support that we're getting is ridiculous from Mitch and the administration from JMI.
Sarah's got one more, and then we'll wrap. Thank you. Although Saturday's game is unranked, but it's a
win for both teams. Do you feel like that's going to add to the return of the rivalry on Saturday?
I don't know if we need any more juice to return to the rivalry, but it's for I think it's I don't think listen, the urgency and desperation of every game, no matter what game it is at Kentucky, is always the same. It's always a live or die scenario, and that's why it's great here. Thanks, guys.
I think that was Mark Pope.
Yeah. So what happened when I reopened it was that we were like 40 seconds behind, so the broadcast ended and then we caught up with it.
Yeah, no biggie. Not a huge deal. Good to hear from him. Previewing Indiana, touches on nil. Matt Childress, you had a take on when he was discussing Mitch Barnhart and JMI. I'll let you have first stab at it. Take it away.
I mean, was this the most forced statement I've ever heard in my entire life?
If there weren't other media members there, we'd be like, is somebody holding a gun behind your back, Mark Pope?
That's what somebody just texted me. They were like, is he okay? Like, do I need to blink twice, Mark Pope, if we need to get you out of there?
Mitch Barnhart, we are supported. He is doing great. We have everything we need. We don't want to cheat. What's cheating? I don't know.
I thought we were going to see somebody like splash water on him. He's going to start shorting out.
I mean, it almost seems like Mitch pulled him in a closet 20 seconds before he went out to do this press conference, and he was like, you're supported by me. We're not going to cheat. Here's your talking points. Go out there. I know that you were fired up about it. Yes, and there's more drama on that, by the way, on the JMI, UK, nil situation, Mitch Barnhart, because you have the Lexington Herald-Leader coming out and saying, I don't know if we totally agree with everything that's been out there the last couple of days. So, media wars potentially, Matt.
That's more fun for me. I enjoy seeing this stuff. This is the best time to be a part of media. The part that gave it away for me, he's doing the coach speak, our AD's great. We love this. We love the JMI stuff. But then you said he brought up the we're not going to be cheating stuff.
We're going to do it within the rules.
And I was
we don't know what that means.
I was like, oh, so Mitch actually just wrote you a script. and we're just going over exactly what he said word for word.
And then as soon as he got done with that question, I did hear Deb Moore say, all right, one more, just one more, just one more. Just like, all right, we may be getting a little too gray area here. Let's wrap this bad boy up. All right, that is Mark Pope. He did give updates on injuries, which I found interesting. Jaden Quaidens, it is like he talks out of both sides of his mouth. On one hand, he's like, guys, I mean, you better get ready for Big JQ because he's coming down the
days
pipe.
and weeks.
And then in like the next side, on the other side of his lip, he's like, he walked down the court, which was fun to see. It's like, wait, which one is it? Is he barely playing and barely walking down a half court, or is he about ready to play? In all seriousness, I do think he's trying to be excited about, obviously, a game-changing player while also trying to pump the brakes as much as he can. I don't know. I'm still thinking January for JQ seems somewhat realistic, but on the one hand, it's amazing. The progress is awesome. And, yeah, he tied a shoe. Who was the Tennessee player that reclassed? Jarnell Stokes?
Yeah.
He was a good player. But his first game, they were like, unbelievable. Look at him stretch. Just he can do it all. We may get that with JQ as he gets closer and closer. And then Mo Diabate must be the gnarliest sprained ankle in the history of sprained ankles, but he was able to walk through yesterday, practice yesterday. Didn't sound like a full-go participant necessarily, but a Christmas miracle is how Mark Pope described it. Do Mormons celebrate Christmas?
Great question. I'm honestly not sure.
I'm sure he's in the holiday spirit all the same.
He mentioned St. Nicholas Day.
Okay, they can't celebrate St. Nick's Day.
I had never even heard of St. Nick's Day
I
until
didn't
the
even know
other day, and now
that
I've heard it
existed.
like 3 times.
Oh, St. Nick's Day is great. That's a tradition for us Catholics growing up. On the night of the 5th, you leave your shoes outside, and St. Nick's comes and leaves whatever can be left in a shoe.
Thanks.
In college, there was a turd. No, but like candy, little toys, little knickknacks. Last St. Nick's came for the 4-year-old. St. Nick's didn't come for the 1-year-old, weirdly enough, but came for the 4-year-old and got her a little like makeup kit. It was great, yeah.
Oh, okay.
By the way, I do have a little religious thing to discuss on today's show.
Oh.
Do you all know what today is? I was going to save this.
Peter's Day.
Well, tomorrow's St. Lucy's feast day, which is very, very exciting. But that being said, today is the feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe, which is an incredible, incredible story. Are you all familiar?
No, not quite.
All right. Well, let's take a commercial break. I'll come back and do a little trivia for you all on Our Lady of Guadalupe, and then we will play trivia. Get it? I will not take more than 60 seconds or 120 seconds for my little story. But then it's going to be knee-deep in trivia to close out Hour 1. Stephen Peak joining us in Hour 2. Preview the Cats and the Hoosiers. Talk about Will Stein's first SEC schedule. Your text into the Game Day Men's Health text line. Don't go anywhere. Kentucky Roll Call back after this. Welcome back. Kentucky Roll Call here on Big X Sports Radio. I went to see Billy Shrings at the Yum Center on Saturday night. And Billy Shrings fans don't really come off as, well, they're just hippies, obviously. They're just, they don't. What you think a Billy Shrings fan may look like is what a Billy Shrings fan looked like. However, I was surprised how much they just partied and raved and raged and danced the night away. It was insane. And then the Yum Center was just like totally packed. He filled that place. And then on the floor, it was just like thousands of people doing like line dance, not line dancing, but like, I don't know, just getting into it. I was surprised to see it. I felt like Billy Shrings was a little bit more laid back, and these people were not.
Sounds like a true hootenanny.
It really was a true hootenanny. That's right.
Tonight at Rupp is John and Michael Montgomery's last show, I believe.
Ever?
So that's what he claims. So
Elton John did a farewell tour as well, and he's still doing them. So, well, that's exciting. Are you going to it?
I'm not. No.
Okay. You've been in Lexington a lot lately.
And I'll be there tomorrow.
Wow. For the game?
Volleyball game.
Oh, okay.
Trip to the Final Four on the line, so it's big.
If they beat Creighton tomorrow, you think they're going to cut down the net?
See what happens with Nebraska on the other side of the.
No, I just to go to the Final Four, you cut down the net at Memorial, historic Memorial. Bring the net to Rupp Arena for the basketball game.
They should.
Congrats to Craig Skinner and UK women's volleyball. They beat Cal Poly, just totally annihilate them. 3-0. The final one 25-7, which is borderline embarrassing. And they will play Creighton in the Elite Eight on Saturday, 5 o'clock, historic Memorial Coliseum, with a spot on the Final Four. Be Kentucky's second ever Final Four if they're able to punch through. The last time they went there was 2020 when they won the national championship. So hopefully more success for UK women's volleyball. That's Saturday, 5 o'clock, UK IU 7:30. It's going to be a fun Saturday night in Lexington. This is Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio. That is Corey Price. I'm TJ Walker. Our producer in the other room is producer Matt Childress. Get your text into the Gameday Men's Health text line, 502-414-1450. In just a few moments, we're going to play a little trivia, but I want to tell folks about the feast day of Our Lady of Guadalupe, which is a story that takes place in the 16th century when an indigenous...
Amazon.
This is a random ad to start playing. I apologize.
Were you going to play
Amazon rainforest or something?
Were you going to play some background music?
No, I was opening up the Jeopardy stuff and it's an ad just started playing.
All right, it's Ave Maria. Mary appeared to this indigenous Mexican, Juan Diego, and basically said, "Hey, Juan Diego, go to the town bishop and have him build a church here." And the bishop was like, "All right, Juan Diego, you crazy loon, get out of here. Mary didn't come tell you to build a church here. If she did, bring me some evidence that she came." So Juan Diego goes back to the spot that Mary appeared to her. Mary appears again and says, "Hey, bring him these flowers. He'll know that it's from Mother Mary." And it's winter, so flowers shouldn't even be blooming to begin with. So Juan Diego's like, "All right, well, when I unfurl this tilma," which is just like a Mexican cloth, basically, what he had the flowers wrapped up in. When I unfurl this tilma and the roses fall out, he will be shocked that these beautiful roses have survived in this Mexican winter, and he'll have to believe me that Mary appeared to me and will build a church here. So goes back to the bishop, probably feeling pretty proud of himself. He unfurls the tilma, the roses fall out, they're beautiful, and the bishop's just like, "Oh my heavens." And Juan Diego's like, "I told you, those flowers." On the tilma is a print of Mary, which was not there on the tilma. And that was the miracle, not the roses. The tilma of having Mother Mary be on, and tilma's like a cactus sort of deal. So that was about 500 years ago. The tilma still exists. There's no known brushstrokes on it. It's been investigated. Despite it being made of cactus cloth, it should have rotted about 450 years ago. It's still perfect. Nitric acid spilled on it in 1791.
Okay.
It was stained. It looked horrible. It vanished after 30 days, went back to how it looked. In 1921, 29 dynamite sticks exploded 10 feet away. There's a
Exactly 21?
They're 29.
29.
Dynamite.
Oh,
Dynamite stick.
sorry.
There was a crucifix in front of it, and you can see the pictures of it. The crucifix gets blown back. It's still intact, but it just gets bent back. The tilma untouched, not impacted whatsoever. If you zoom in, again, no brushstrokes on this painting. If you zoom in on the eyes of Mary, it shows 13 people in the reflection of an eye, similar to if you looked into your eye right now, or if I looked into your eye, I'd see my reflection, right? It's the reflection of the bishop, Juan Diego, and the 12 other people that were in the room when this gets unfurled in the eyes of the tilma. There are 46 stars on the tilma. Those stars match the real sky over Mexico City on December 12th, 1531.
This is giving off like conspiracy theory podcasts.
Oh, man.
Skin tones of the painting can change, but that may just be because it's on a 500-year-old cactus, potentially. And they say that it still feels silky if you touch it. One bomb, one acid spill, 0 damage, 20 million pilgrims a year, and it basically converted a continent to Catholicism. Pretty crazy stuff. Now, there are some scrutiny saying, well, if you look faintly, there can be some brush strokes. Weirdly enough, there's also another crazy idea that you can, I don't even know how this works, but there's like music on, if you play this, I need to get this right. If you play it can play music, basically.
The painting?
It itself can't play music, but mathematical analysis of the flowers and the stars on the mantle reveal harmonious melodies when interpreted as musical score, something that doesn't occur in copies of other paintings, which produce discordant noise. So basically, somebody was like, I wonder if these stars or anything, if they make any music. They tried it as a musical score. It made the most beautiful symphony people have ever heard. I'm obviously not using those words right. So today is the feast day, Our Lady of Guadalupe. You can Google the picture, you can look at it, you can check it all out, but it's pretty miraculous, if you ask me.
I would say, I mean, how brutal can the winter get in Mexico? It's near the equator.
Well, that's a good point, but I do think it can still get a little chilly where maybe flowers don't thrive.
Chile or Chile?
That's a good point.
Yeah,
I think it's probably the opposite of like when European people, like when they had that heat wave last year and it was like 74 degrees.
And they were all freaking out about it. Yeah, I remember that. If you look at the picture, there's like these little lines that come out from behind Mary. Those are the musical score lines.
Oh,
so if you see it, that's what I'm referencing.
Those aren't like stinky fart lines?
I don't believe so. So that's the miracle of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Juan Diego, about 500 years ago, dumps out these roses, and then on his little sack that he has is a beautiful painting of Mary. Hillary Clinton went and saw this in person, and she said, "Oh my goodness, it's beautiful. Who painted it?" And the bishop at the time, who was near her, said, "God." She went, "Oh, wasn't expecting that." All right, there's a little history lesson for you. Now we're going to actually learn some trivia with Corey Price because it's Trivia Friday. Take it away.
That was a fascinating story. I almost don't want to do trivia.
I loved how you spoke about it as if you were breaking the news.
I wasn't trying to do that, but I was trying to. I feel like a lot of people don't know about it. There are miracles within the church that are really just like they're hard to explain if you believe that the science behind it is accurate. But that's one of them. The tilma of Guadalupe is one of the most beautiful things in the Catholic Church.
Not as beautiful as Trivia Friday.
That's true.
Sorry.
That's true. Take it away.
December 12th birthdays. Starting off with former UK football player Jamin Davis.
Ooh, okay. Is he still with the Commander Skins? Actually,
I think he's on the Raiders now.
I think that's right. I feel like he probably played for UK 2 or 3 years ago now at this point. Probably about 22 at that time. I know he left early, actually, so let's just go ahead and say he was 20 or 21. I'd say he's probably 23 or 24, maybe 25, producer Matt. What are you thinking?
I'm going to say he's 26.
Whoa.
Say he's 26.
Then I will go 24.
Well, you need to peek because he's 27 today.
Oh, man, I was way off. Well, thanks. You're in the rider direction.
The streak continues.
When did he last play at UK?
He was in the rider direction.
You were in the more correct direction.
Okay.
The rider direction.
I know he had the pick 6 against Tennessee in 2020, but I don't know if he played
After that? Really? I thought he was more recent than that. Time flies when you're having fun.
Yep. Next, actress and former host of Jeopardy, Mayim Bialik. Mayim Bialik.
Oh boy.
She was on Big Bang Theory.
Nope.
She
No.
was Sheldon's girlfriend.
Guessing she's 43 today.
I'm gonna say 47.
She's actually 50 today.
Oh, okay.
Big 5-0.
I did learn today that she was also in another show about cats that was apparently
That's
filmed
right.
in Louisville.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It wasn't filmed in Louisville.
It was
based
It
on
was
a-
set in Louisville.
Yes.
Set in Louisville, okay.
That thing did not last.
It was
long.
called Call Me Cat. I think it lasted 2 years, I think.
Yes.
Next, NBA Hall of Famer Bob Pettit. Bob Pettit.
Never heard of Bob Pettit.
Oh.
No, I mean,
No.
we are rough for the birthdays. If we're going to some actress I've never heard of, and then Bob Pettit for the third name.
Can I know
Does
what
it get
year
any
he
more
started
reputable in the
NBA?
birthday
He
department?
played at LSU, I believe, in the
Pis-
50s.
With Pistol Pete?
No. I think he played it at LSU in the 50s.
All right, so likely means that he was born in the 30s or the 40s. Probably the 40s.
So
83. He's 83 today.
I'm gonna say he's. I feel like he's older than that.
Nobody really cares how old Bob Pettit is.
I'm
Come
gonna
on.
say he's 92.
All right.
Oh, 93, Matt.
All right, I kind of.
He played in the 50s?
I gave you that one honestly, Corey. I knew the answer earlier.
You know the answer earlier from what?
Spears on Sports. They do birthdays.
They did this guy?
I didn't
on
wanna- I didn't
Spears on
wanna-
Sports? I figured
if I
that
would've-
this guy
if I
was too
would've
old
guessed
for
93,
Spears on
Corey would've
Sports.
said I
NBA
cheated.
Hall of Famer, TJ.
Corey would have said I cheated.
But no, you should have gotten it right if you
That's
knew
right.
if you knew the question. And secondly, that if you're paying attention and you heard it, that's part of the game.
I thought Steven would be here, so this might not be as fun for you all. But former Trinity football player Dalen Dawkins.
Dalen Dawkins, where'd he go? Colorado State, I believe. I think he was.
He went to Purdue 1 year, and yes, and then Colorado State 3 years.
I think he was like 5 years younger than me, maybe 4 years younger than me. I mean, we are really hurting for birthdays. Can't stress this enough. I'll say that he's turning 30 today. I have no idea.
I have no idea who this is. 34.
Ooh, TJ, 31. 31.
What time? What time was he born?
12:04 p.m. Eastern.
Okay.
Last of the birthdays. Let's see if you know this one. Actress Jennifer Connelly. Jennifer Connelly.
Sounds familiar.
Okay, well that's a start.
Don't know though. Any idea? What do you know who she is, producer
I
Matt?
do know who she is.
What's she in?
She was in. Oh no, I'm thinking of somebody else. I don't remember.
Okay.
I know the name. I can't remember what she's in.
I'll go with.
I do remember. Hold on, TJ. I do remember she was also on Spears on Sports. This one I don't know the exact one, but I know she's in her 50s.
I'll go right in the middle. 55.
I'll go around there. I'll say 54.
TJ Walker, 55 today.
We did it, everybody. I think I was just gonna blindly guess 52. But once you guaranteed that she was in the 50s, I figured I'd just go right in the middle and make you decide where to go on it. So cool, neat.
Next up, December 12th events. First up, Alabama running back Derrick Henry is named the Heisman Trophy winner.
Oh man,
2015.
2015 seems a little late. You feel good about that?
I do.
Oh. Okay. I'll take 14 then.
Well, Matt, should feel good because it's 2015.
There you go.
You wanna know why I know
I
that?
was probably thinking of Mark Ingram.
Spears on Sports.
No, actually, no. Because every year since the Heisman has been conceived and has been given out, since the award has been conceived and been given out, every year that ends in a 5, a running back has won it.
Ooh.
Every year?
Every time.
Wow.
So is it
It's Jeremiah Love this year.
Jeremiah Love? Okay. Well, we'll see about that. Next, number 1 UK defeats Louisville 76-75 at Rupp Arena on a tip-in at the buzzer by Cedric Jenkins.
I should know this. It's obviously before my time, but as a big Cats fan, I should know this. And unfortunately, I'm not even all that confident about like the era. 80s?
Maybe. Well, it can't be before the 80s because they didn't play each other for
True.
for a long time.
Say like 85, but I don't think that's accurate. But I would feel confident maybe within like a 2 or 3 year buffer potentially. But I hate that I'm not going to get it right. What's your guess, producer Matt?
I'll go 83.
1987, actually.
87.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, bummer. Yeah.
Next, Pennsylvania becomes the second state to ratify the U.S. Constitution.
What's your guess here, producer Matt?
The second state to ratify the U.S. Constitution?
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, gosh. 1845.
That's a Scoot's guess.
No.
It's definitely a Scoot's
No
guess.
idea.
No. The Constitution was what, 86, 87? Is when they came up with that Declaration of
I think it
Independence.
was drafted like 86-ish, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh. Is it 1787? Is it 1788? I'll say if it's the second one, maybe 1789? 1788.
1787, TJ.
No!
You need a peek.
I guess how long would it take to ratify something, right? If I got the year that they made it, it's probably just like, we agree to it, you know? Like, yeah.
So
Not my best trivia I've ever had.
next, the horror film Scream 2 is released in U.S. theaters.
What was Scream?
Scream 1 was 90s, right? Late 90s?
Yeah, I want to say like 99 for Scream 1, but now that I'm saying that out loud, it may have been like 98 or even 97. But this isn't an era, producer Matt, where like, nowadays sequels take years to make. Back in the day, sequels were usually like, all right, one year you get this one, and the next year you get this one. So, I think like 99, 2000, 2001, even maybe 98.
There's also a lot of them, so you're probably right. They probably all came out like just back to back to
They
back.
did, because they weren't.
Now they're making another one.
Oh, good.
They
More
are.
Scream movies. I'll say 99.
I'll say 2000.
Actually, 1997.
Oh, geez. So 96
I think
was
the first one was
one?
95 or 96. Yeah, it's been out for a while.
Man, getting my butt kicked.
Last of the events, Procter & Gamble launched their laundry detergent product, Tide. When did Tide come out?
Roll Tide.
Not quite.
I don't care about nothing but the Tide.
I'd say like 55. Post World War II, people needed to start to do their laundry.
Yeah.
People before that just weren't doing it.
Nope, you didn't have time. The war was going on.
Didn't have time or Tide.
What year did you say?
There you go. I said 55.
I'll say 50.
Okay, I like those guesses.
Right after the war, 1946.
Oh, okay.
So you're right.
All right.
Right after the war. So, of course, we're playing the Losers, sorry, Scoots, on Saturday. So it's all stuff about Indiana.
I don't like Indiana.
Uh,
Duke and Indiana, my
Join
two least
club.
favorite schools in all of America.
well, Louisville's up there, too, for me.
There are Commonwealth brethren, buddy. I don't love them, but they're the, you go give them a noogie afterwards,
Right. To the nearest mile, what is the straight line distance from Rupp Arena to Assembly Hall in Bloomington?
So Vanderbilt was 181, exactly.
It's about 2 hours from Louisville to Bloomington if you're driving, but you have to take just the weirdest little route, Hoosier
Plus, this is from
National
Lexington as
Forest,
well.
and this is from Lexington, so I'm just trying to go back from what I know, because I've made that drive.
And I will give you a hint. The driving distance is drastically different from the straight line because it's
Yeah,
like
you do have to do. I'll say that the straight line distance is 155 miles.
All right.
Yeah.
What was your guess?
I'll go 160. 160. 160.
Okay, I'll go a little bit over that. I'll go 170.
It's actually only 134.
Whoa.
Like I said, the driving distance is much larger because it's not straight at all, not even close.
Been 24 miles. Not bad.
As of today, was the current combined age of Mark Cuban, Victor Oladipo, and Mike Pence, all IU alum.
All right.
Alum?
I think Mark Cuban is a lot older. Well, I think he's like 65. Victor Oladipo was playing back in 2012. I do think he maybe left a little early. So let's just say back in 2012, he was 21, and it's been 13 years, so I'll say 34 for him. So I'm at 65, 34, and then Mike Pence, that
Mike Pence.
dinosaur. Say he's 70. So where am I at on all those? 65, 30. We'll just do 65 and 35. Make that easy. That gives me 130, 200.
What was the last one more time?
Your math is impeccable on that one.
I think I added an extra 70 years.
Not 70, but you had more than you needed to.
35 plus 65 is 100, 170. 170.
Yeah.
Add an extra 30 in there. 170.
I'll go 158.
166, actually.
Oh, pretty good.
Okay.
4 years for me.
So the breakdown, Victor Oladipo is 33.
Okay, so I said 34, but ended up rounding up 35.
Mike Pence is 66.
Said 70.
And Mark Cuban's 67. He's older than Mike Pence
Really?
by 1 year.
Wow. How about that?
Amazing. This Bloomington native was a QB at Florida, 1999 to 2002, as well as 11 seasons in the NFL, most notably with the Chicago Bears. Who is this Bloomington native?
One more time.
This Bloomington native was a QB at Florida,
Got about 1 minute.
1999 to 2002, as well as 11 seasons in the NFL, most notably with the Chicago Bears.
I know it. Do you know it, producer Matt?
No clue.
Rex Grossman.
Rex Grossman's right, TJ.
Hold on, I'm trying. Sorry.
Yeah, we've been such a bad trivia round. Producer Matt forgot to hit the button.
No, I had all the other stuff pulled up for break.
Hour number 2, we'll play a little bit more trivia and talk with Stephen Peak when we return here on Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio. Welcome back. Hour number 2. Kentucky Roll Call here on Big X Sports Radio. Staring at the camera, that entire commercial break was tiring work. Corey Price, TJ Walker, producer Matt Childers here on Big X Sports Radio, 96.1 FM, 1450 AM. We're having fun on the YouTube page today. I've got some of my favorite IU UK pictures. By the way, the one at the next to Corey Price on the YouTube page, not good radio if you're on the stream, but just bear with me for 20 seconds. That was Scott Charlton's picture.
Oh,
you all remember Scott
yes.
Charlton? Whatever happened to Scott Charlton?
Yeah.
He would post the best videos on X, but that was back when they had the Third Reich regime on social media, and they would just ban and shadow ban and suspend accounts and all that stuff. And he hasn't posted since 2020. But now you can post videos again. I don't think SEC Network and ESPN are cool about you just copywriting their stuff. But X is basically just the wild, wild west. Come on back, Scott. He had the picture of the IU fan getting pelted by a slushie. You can't find that picture on the internet.
Really?
I looked. And I was like, that one guy had it as a profile.
You did find it.
I know, because I had to go to his Twitter account. I was like, that one guy had it, but I haven't seen from that guy in forever. What was his name? And I was able to figure it out. But, yeah, one of my favorite IU pictures, the IU fan holding the 2013 National Championship poster and just getting pelted in the face with a slushie. Good, clean, American fun.
Oh, yeah.
Got John Wall dunking all over Jordy Holes. Love that one. And then have Anthony Davis getting his revenge on whatever dorky Zeller that was in the Sweet 16 game in Atlanta. We've got a few more trivia questions, but a little treat for the Kentucky Roll Call listeners. Jack Pilgrim going to join the show with Stephen Peak here in just a moment. And Jack has a lot to talk about. We got to talk with Jacob Polachek.
Polachek?
Nope, not Polachek.
Oh.
He'll correct you. Polachek.
Whoops, sorry.
We got his side of the story. We'll get Jack Pilgrim's side. A cool article, or interesting, informative article that they wrote yesterday on UK recruiting, JMI, and all that stuff. We've got a few more trivia questions to go, so let's take it away, Corey Price.
Bloomington is located within this county, named after the 5th president of the United States.
Is it Monroe? Washington? Jefferson or Adams? Adams or Jefferson? Who cares? Madison? Jackson? Producer Matt, are you there?
I thought you were just going through your.
I'm obviously not right, but I think I'm partially.
I thought you were just doing like a mental thing.
You might be right, TJ.
I'm going to go James Madison.
You're going to go Madison? So, Madison, Monroe, or Jackson?
The heck was that?
Jackson was alive during the Revolution. Would that be enough time passed from... All right, who you're going, Madison?
Madison.
I think it is Madison, but I'll go Jackson.
You said it first, James Monroe.
No!
James Monroe. Monroe County. Home of Bloomington. Sorry about that. Think long, think wrong, right?
That's true, actually. Yeah. That is very true.
We have a Stephen Peak joining us right now.
IU is one of 3 FBS schools whose town name in which the main campus is located starts with a B, Bloomington, and team name starts with an H, Hoosiers. Can you name the other 2?
In what conference?
FBS.
FBS?
One is Power 4, one is Group of 5.
That's like 160 schools.
Can you repeat the question one more time?
IU is one of 3.
City name is B, mascot is H.
Yep. That's right. Like Bloomington Hoosiers.
UConn is not in Bristol. It's in Stores, but that was close. It was close. Do we get anything for being close?
You get a pat on the back.
Okay, I'll take that.
Yep.
Could use anything we can get. Boise is the Broncos. Just thinking of places that start with B. You're going to have to give us the conference.
Yeah.
One is ACC and one, oh boy. Commerce USA or Sunbelt?
These are always the toughest. These are always the toughest.
Hello, Stephen Peak.
One Stephen Peak. I mean, you could do mascots that begin with H in the ACC.
Came out of nowhere.
Hurricanes, Miami Hurricanes. That's not B though, so that doesn't work.
Beach, Miami.
Hokies, Blacksburg. Yes, Virginia Tech.
There you go.
Right, got that one.
One more. I think it's either CUSA or Sunbelt. Sorry, I don't know.
What's the mascot that begins with an H? Oh, Boca Raton. FAU? No, they're the Owls. Anybody?
School is pretty close to us, I'd say.
Bowling Green Hilltoppers, Western Kentucky.
There you go, T.J. Walker.
Don't even play. Don't play the music. All deserve the music.
The 1979 film Breaking Away, set in Bloomington, was the feature film debut for this actor who played Marv in Home Alone.
I don't know who played Marv. I don't know the actor's name.
That's the question.
Yeah, so I'm not getting it. Quick, Matt. Google it.
Marv was the sidekick to Joe Pesci, right?
He was the tall guy.
It
yes.
depends. I don't know. I think Marv was actually the brains behind the
yeah?
operation. Yeah, he just played dumb. He got out of jail sooner. I just made that up.
Literally no idea.
I have no idea the actor.
Sticky Bandits.
Yeah,
It
I
is
should.
Daniel Stern.
Daniel Stern.
Howard's brother, by the way.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
When was the last time that IU defeated UK at Rupp Arena? I'll give you a hint. It's been a while.
Steven, you got an idea?
In Rupp Arena.
And they also just played the neutral
That's
so
what's tough.
long. Yeah.
Because 2006. Dang, when's the last time they played in Rupp Arena? When Cal was there, but
The last time they beat UK in Rupp Arena? Because they won in the tournament at Rupp Arena in 2002.
But they didn't beat.
I know.
UK.
That's why I'm
Yeah.
just clarifying.
Right.
Oh. I don't know. 80. I don't even know when they played it. I'll say 87.
Any other guesses?
Anybody want to say a number?
89.
I'll do 88.
Stephen Peak, December 20th, 1988.
I was doing the whole we're one off thing
Right. Yeah.
with Matt.
Who was UK's leading scorer the last time the Wildcats played Indiana at Rupp Arena?
That would have been
Brandon Knight.
Deron Lamb, Terrence Jones, Josh Harrelson, maybe Big Blunt Liggins potentially. Yeah, could be any
You
of
can
them.
do the top 3 scorers of that season, TJ. I can take one. Matt can take one.
So Knight, Lamb, and Jones.
Yeah.
Okay, Knight, Lamb, and Jones.
It was DeAndre Liggins. Actually.
Oh my goodness!
No way!
He scored 19 points that game. December
That's crazy.
December 11th, 2010.
Oh, that's just what I get.
Yep.
I should have went with old tried and true. My buddy DeAndre Liggins, A-Tape
That's right.
Brute.
When is the last time the UK faced IU with both teams not ranked in the AP poll heading into the game?
Probably like 08 or 07 or 09 potentially. Maybe, yeah, 09 has a chance at that one. Did they play in 09 though?
You gonna do 09?
Yeah, I mean, like
I'll
Billy.
do it.
I don't remember Billy playing against IU.
No. It can't be. It won't be 09, TJ. It won't be 09 because 2009, 2000. They would have played in December of 2009.
Yeah, so it'd be 08 or
Wall.
it'd be 08. Yeah. I'll say 08, but I don't have really a memory of that game.
Yeah, I'll say I'll say 2007. I guess since
I'll go 06 then.
TJ, December 13th, 2008.
I know the Cats weren't good that year.
But they won that game 72-54.
Way to go, Billy G.
Last one.
Oh, Billy G had it rocking.
He did, slightly. Which UK players has scored the most points in a single game against IU since 2000?
That's a good question. I mean, I almost default to the 2012 game.
Good questions, TJ.
No, just this one.
Okay.
I default to the 2012 game because there's 102 points scored in that one. So
Right,
you
yeah.
think by law of averages that maybe it'd be somebody in that game. Are you looking for the name or the amount of points?
Name's fine. Or if you want to be extra, you can give the points too.
I think Terrence Jones had a big game in that one. I'll go Terrence Jones. 29 points.
All right.
Peak, you go.
If we're staying with 2012, I'll do. I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel. I don't know if that's. Is it? It's in any time they would have played them. Okay, so I think they would have had more than 19 points. So you said Liggins was 2011. All right, I'll go with
Somebody in that Sweet 16 game that wasn't like AD had a big game and had a lot of points, but who knows?
I'll go with Eric Bledsoe.
Did Jamal Murray or
Yeah,
Ulis have a
23.
big game in 2016? I don't think so.
I'm just going to take the low-hanging fruit and go Anthony Davis.
Okay, I don't think that's right.
Well, you mentioned him, TJ.
Took the least amount of shots.
It was Tyler Eulis.
In 16?
He scored 27 points that game.
27 points?
March 19th, 2016.
All right, I got to pull up that 2012 box score.
Which was the last time we played IU, sadly, which was a loss.
MKG had 24 in that Sweet 16 game. Terrence Jones only had 12, as a matter of fact. Terrence Jones was not as good as I remember him being in that 2012 game. That was really fun trivia. I love IU, UK. I wish I would have done a little bit better, but thank you so much, Corey Price.
Are we doing dozen or are we out of time?
I did not have it pulled up, but we can do it. Why not? Who cares?
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead. NFL, soccer, chain restaurants, music, television, movies, retail shopping.
NFL.
Okay. Since 2018, this player has caught over 10 touchdowns, ran more than 10 touchdowns, and thrown more than 10 touchdowns.
Say ran, caught, and thrown?
He has ran, caught, and thrown.
Taysom Hill.
That is correct. All right. Yeah. Very good. Very good. What would you like next?
You say music or movies or both?
I said that there is
neither.
I think there is both. Hold on, but the page went away. There's movies and television.
And
music.
Let's go movies.
Movies? Channing Tatum played a policeman who tries to save his daughter, played by Joey King, and the president, played by Jamie Foxx, in this 2013 political thriller.
Oh, man. Yep. Olympus Has Fallen.
Where does the president live?
White House.
Okay. Now, that's just your hint. Can you complete the title?
White House.
Not up.
White House down or down.
Okay, you got it. Oh, my heaven. How did you get that? Unbelievable. He says he wants television, everybody. After beginning her career as a model, this woman had a major role as the redhead Joan Holloway on Mad Men and the lead role on NBC drama Good Girls.
I can see her. Chris.
Oh, yeah.
Dean Hendricks.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right, everybody.
Come try to get me, gonna praise the Lord.
You want chain restaurants, music, retail, and shopping? You're a big soccer guy.
Chain restaurants.
Okay. It is generally believed that Chef Ping Chang Chai introduced General Tso's chicken to the United States after he opened a restaurant in this state in 1970.
California?
Incorrect. It's New York. It's New York. New York. Chef Ping Chuang Kwai invented General Tso chicken in 1970.
The wrong coast.
Yep,
and that's
so close.
That's embarrassing.
All right, we'll give out some Salsaritas next week. And the Grinch going to the Salsaritas locations next Friday, a week from today. You'll be out at Shepherdsville and Bullitt County in the morning, and then Middletown in the afternoon, and then finishing things up at St. Matthews, Hubbard's, 3:30 to 5. Corey, thank you so much. You don't be a Grinch, all right? You come around anytime you want.
I'm never a Grinch.
You have a good weekend. Cheer on the Volley Cats tomorrow.
Oh, I will. Don't worry.
Okay. That's Corey Price, everybody. Make sure you're following him on social media. He is the man. I love reading your stats during the UK postgame show. I make sure to never give you any credit whatsoever when I read your stats. But you're the man, Corey Price. Thank you. Follow him on Twitter at CoreyP08. All right, Stephen Peak. How's Lexington, buddy? What's up? Oh, boy.
Stephen Peak looks frozen right now.
Well, it's cold outside. It is very cold. I wouldn't blame him if he is a little bit frozen. But
we're good. I think he's coming back in now.
Okay. He warmed up. He's no longer shy. Stephen Peak, what's up? How's Lexington?
It's good. Got a good press conference out of Mark Pope today. He's really positive, upbeat as compared to the last few that we've done with him. So maybe a calculated effort on his part to not seem so down. And Jack Pilgrim up here at KS office with me right now. I know Matt likes that. We might maybe we'll get a Jack Pilgrim cameo. He had a good question from Mark Pope today at the press conference.
I actually have something for Jack. Can you go pull him for a second?
Okay. I got you got a second, Jack? Sure. All right, he's got a question for you.
Okay.
So
I don't know if I really like the tone of
his
his shirt.
Okay.
Hey, Jack.
What's up, buddy?
Not much. Peak said that you were available. It certainly seems like you're not, though. So I apologize for bothering you just in the slightest. I did have an audio clip that I wanted you to respond to. Would you mind? Oh, boy. Oh, boy. All right. Think they need to pay the KS bills. The KS internet bills.
The KS IRS is on their way.
There we go. Are we in?
We're in. Can you hear me now?
I can. There was talk about Iowa State football and other nonsense in my ear, and I didn't know if we were live or if Steven had 7 other videos playing in the background or what, but we're good.
Okay. I have a video clip that I would like you to respond to. We got to talk with Jacob yesterday about your all's article. Great stuff, good journalism, gives fans a bit more insight on how things are unfolding. However, I was surprised to hear this audio clip on ESPN 680 yesterday, and I would love for you to respond to it. Take it away, producer Matt.
100% at face value, especially when there's anonymous sources involved, and especially when you don't necessarily know whose interests are being served with whatever kind of reporting, article, quotes are out there. You know, again, a lot of times when you're quoting agents and collective type people, I think it's important to understand which side of the coin are these people on? Would they stand to benefit? Would they stand to not benefit from something like the JMI deal? I will say that I think there's a whole lot of misinformation and some of the common narratives that are certainly easy to push at a time when Kentucky doesn't have a 2026 basketball recruit signed, and the current team with a $22 million payroll is severely underperforming to begin the season.
All right. Jack couldn't hear that because why wouldn't we have technical difficulties when just trying to do basic radio? But I think you're familiar with the clip, Jack Pilgrim. Your takeaways, is this narrative pushing?
No, and I think Cam Drummond is now my op. We are scheduling a fist fight at high noon here, so I hope he's ready to bring the boxing gloves because I'm going to bring it to him. No, we actually just joked about it that I think people are making a big stink about. I think if you listen to the full segment, he expands and says it's not just a JMI thing. There's a lot that kind of goes into it, and it's kind of taking more of the JMI side. And what I talked to him even in person is like, hey, my responsibility with we went into this article with the idea of, hey, the fans have a question of why is Kentucky not landing these recruits? What is the why here? It's not about the what in the they know that we have not landed a single recruit up to this point. Give us the answer as to why. And the answer to that is agents and representation and families are getting to the closing table and seeing, even agreed upon numbers and things like that. Once the contract gets in their hands, they're reading verbiage and saying, whoa, well, that's a little bit more restrictive for my liking than I would prefer to put my name on. And I'd like this rephrased, or there are some things that I need cleared up. It's not about my thoughts on JMI or whether I think it's good or bad or beneficial or negative or harmful or whatever. This is not my opinion. It's the answer to the question of why are recruits not signing, and it's the fact that, among other things, with my some very real issues with Pope at the closing table and just concerns about NIL in general, about getting just clarity on what offers look like and all of those things. The fact of the matter is that there are recruits looking at these contracts and saying, hey, I have questions and I don't know if necessarily I like this language. That is one of the answers of several as to why Kentucky is not signing some of these kids.
And I went back and listened to the full Cam answer, and it seemed like his issue wasn't with you or Jacob. It was just, hey, you gotta look at who these people are that are talking. These are agents, most of them, and yeah, they're gonna look out for their guys, and they may not have the full story. They probably don't fully understand everything going on with JMI. What did you make of Mark Pope's answer today when he was asked about that?
I thought he did exactly what he was supposed to say. I didn't love the answer, but I also appreciated that it very clearly came across that he read the article. As Steven kind of alluded to, it very clearly wanted to present himself in a positive, uplifting, upbeat kind of personality. I think that was very intentional. And I think that he said what he was supposed to say, knowing that Kentucky and JMI are locked into a 15-year agreement no matter what. Like, there's no, like, it has to get fixed one way or the other. There's nothing that he can't be up there at the podium and say, oh, well, yeah, the leadership sucks here and our NIL restrictions are really, really hurting me right now on the recruiting trail. And on top of that, my closing, we have serious issues there with my own individual closing. So, yeah, it's kind of a big old crap sandwich we're eating right now on the recruiting trail. Like, what's he supposed to say? He's supposed to say the leadership is great. I trust the vision. We do love what JMI is doing and the opportunities and doors that they're opening for us. Talking about the GM part that I have specific questions on and that I have heard from so many people in the basketball industry saying that is priority number 1, 2, 3 through 7 for Mark Pope, that he has to be able to give up some of that control and be able to spread the love a little bit more and not put so much on his shoulders. That came up constantly in our month of research and talking and dozens and dozens and dozens of phone calls. So to hear him talk about the pros and cons of the GM position, saying that there are absolute messes elsewhere and we don't want to we don't want to rush into one just to say we have a GM. We want to make sure it's a calculated decision. But I think part of that is an accountability thing where Pope is evaluating what giving up, some of the control in having somebody that he can trust. Trust is a massive thing for Mark Pope. My understanding is, he kind of only lets very few people into his circle, and once you're in there, it's hard to get out. And he has a hard time just kind of letting go of some of that control. And GM position would be giving up total control of roster construction and money and all of those things that he likes to do. So I think he gave the answer he was supposed to, but I also understand why fans were not totally in love with the fact that he's not just chomping at the bit to go hire a GM for the spring semester.
Jack Pilgrim, you're the man. Make sure you're following along at Jack Pilgrim KSR. UK opens as a 4.5-point favorite over IU. Do you like that number? Is it right? Too high? Too low?
It's fine. It's fine. I think, Indiana is not that great. I think they're scarier on paper because of the shooting and the offense and Lamar Wilkerson. I think just the name brandness of it is scarier than the actual on-court product. But we said the same thing about North Carolina, and we saw how that one unfolded. This is an absolute must-win of all must-wins for Mark Pope and this Kentucky team. If they want any chance of salvaging this, you gotta walk away with that one with a win, and probably a comfortable one, probably one that makes fans feel, warm about going into the St. John's game and kind of wrapping up the Christmas season, opening SEC play. I feel like you kind of got to take both of these. I don't even think it's a one or the other deal. I feel like both of these games are must wins if you really want to get back in the conversation going into the SEC slate. So I like it. I think Kentucky covers, and hopefully I'm not wrong like I've been for every other big time matchup up to this point.
You're the man, Jack. Thanks so much for all that you do for BBN, and you're great at your job. Put Peak back on the horn for us, please.
Peak, you're on.
Peak, they're ready for you. 502-414-1450, the Gameday Men's Health text line. Gameday Men's Health, the redefining men's wellness. No shortcuts, just results. Testosterone, peptides, weight loss, sexual performance therapy. They'll get you feeling right at Gameday Men's Health. You won't be waiting all day. You don't have to go get pricked and poked in 8 hours in a doctor's office. You'll be in and out, sometimes as little as 15 minutes, and you'll be feeling better in no time whatsoever. Stephen Peak, it was fun getting to hear Jack respond to the Cam Drummond. He wasn't biting on the media wars, unfortunately.
No, I don't think there's. We were sitting right next to Cam during the press conference, so I don't think there's going to be any fist fights at the next press conference or anything like that. But if there is, it'd make for some good content. Jack, you're not going to fight somebody for some good content. Fight a Herald Leader reporter for a few clicks.
You can always use a good KS fight.
I like that. I like KS fight. Yeah, that's no. And I don't know. I did see where Strebels had something about it on Twitter. Let's hope this thing doesn't spiral out of a muck, as the office says.
I hope it does spiral out of a muck. Just to be forefront clear, I hope it does spiral.
You're there for the drama.
Yeah.
You want the drama.
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Did you ever have any? Did you ever have any drama? Any media wars when you were? I mean, you've had some, I guess.
Deputy Doofus and I have gone at it a couple times with one another, but no, for the most part, I think at least in UK realms, I play nice. I like to, at least. I don't know. But I like Schrebel. I like Cam. Obviously, love you guys. So everybody love each other. And I do get Cam's side of things, just being like, hey, just because these agents are saying things are like this, that's just their perspective on it. Maybe JMI has a different perspective on it. And JMI certainly would. And I do think it almost seemed like, Mark, we joked about this peak while you were at the press conference, but it almost did seem like Mark Pope today was reading like a written statement that Mitch had handed him moments before the press conference, where he was just like, we love JMI. They do. Mitch supports us in everything that we do. We love it. It did seem almost like a hostage situation.
Yeah, I mean, what's he going to say?
Yeah.
Yes, JMI is terrible for us, and it's costing us recruits. I mean, he's obviously not going to say anything close to that. So, yeah, I was fine with everything Mark Pope said. I've been saying this too. Well, and maybe, maybe somebody else at the Herald Leader, maybe they'll have their report out, and we'll get some more clarity on it. Because just from a fan's point of view, I just want to know that it works and how it works. Mm-hmm. Like, all the stuff with JMI. If JMI can assist Kentucky in winning games and bringing in a Final Four and 8-win football seasons, I will sing their praises, happily sing their praises. I just want Kentucky to be good. I don't care about any of the other stuff. Can we just win games again? We're 18-32 in our last 50 games. This is Kentucky basketball and football combined versus Power 4 teams. 18-32 in our last 50. I just want to win games again, TJ. I don't care how they have to do it. If they have to cheat, let's cheat. I just want to win.
That's so bad. That is so terrible. Yeah, I hear you. I'm the same way, and hopefully you do it tomorrow against Indiana. That line is opened up as UK 4.5-point favorites in that game. And are you feeling all right about it, Peak? Where's your gut at going into tomorrow's rivalry game?
It's hard to say. Like, it's at Rupp, so you feel good about it, but so is the North Carolina game. Granted, Indiana isn't as good as North Carolina, but I would like if Kentucky doesn't go on a 6-minute or more drought without a field goal, I'll feel pretty good. But that can't be guaranteed, can it? So, I feel bad. I have a lot of blood money in my FanDuel account right now from basically hedging my emotions. I will say I'll pay $40 for Kentucky to win tomorrow. So I'm gonna bet $40 on Indiana to win. I'm just gonna put it on money line. And but my FanDuel account is doing pretty well because I've been hedging my emotions with Kentucky sports. In fact, I think that if I was betting larger amounts, that FanDuel would actually look into my account and be like, okay, who's telling you stuff in Lexington? Like, is there some type of insider
you got a mole?
What is this? Yeah, because I just keep winning every time I bet against Kentucky. I hate it. I don't even know what to do with the money. If it was enough, I would just give it to NIL, but unfortunately, the few $100s that's in there would buy 1 minute, not even a minute from any of the players. So I won't be doing that. Maybe there's a charity I can give it to, because I don't know if I really even want it.
I hear you. It feels gross, but you may as well make a little money off knowing that. And that's another thing is I feel good about the game tomorrow. I don't know why. I really shouldn't. I don't know if it's just instinct that, hey, Kentucky's at home and they win when they're at home. The UNC game should have shook me maybe a little bit more than it does. Maybe it's the fact that UK is desperate or should be desperate. But I feel solid about the game tomorrow. But I really shouldn't. Like, Kentucky, we don't even know if this is a close game. Kentucky hasn't had to close out a close game this year. We have no idea if they're going to be able to hit free throws and put a game away. We have no idea if they're going to be able to make enough plays in a close game. Because, admittedly, in their big games, they've been blown out in pretty much all of them, except for UNC, and that one shouldn't make you more inspired. They know how to close out a game or how to finish a game. Quite the opposite. UNC was begging for Kentucky to go win that game, and Kentucky could not do it. So that's a whole nother caveat to tomorrow is, all right, I feel good about it. UK should win. Would they even know how to close out a good team or a decent team? If they're up 7 and then IU comes back and hits a 3, it's a 4-point game, are they going to have the chops to be able to go to the free throw line and make those free throws? I truly have no idea. Why would we think they're going to be able to do that when they haven't been able to do anything and Mark Pope's complaining about our guys don't know how to compete? I would hope that, can you close out a game? If you can't compete, can you close out a game? I would think not.
You're right. We haven't actually seen this team in any, including the exhibition games. We have not seen them have to make free throws late in the game. So we actually don't know about that, the ability to close out in that way when it comes down to that mini game of having just to make a front end of the bonus and not allow your opponent just to keep on extending the game by making shots and you missing free throws. So I hope we are at a point tomorrow where we got Jalen Lowe's going to the free throw line to try to seal it. I mean, I would love it if Kentucky could come out and just win. Can we get up by 20? Is it possible? I mean, is it possible? I think the largest lead that Kentucky's had in the Mark Pope era so far, and against the Power 4 team, that is, I think is like 13 points. And I think the biggest win that they've had. Actually, I think that was Vanderbilt. Vanderbilt's like the only team that they've gotten up by a decent amount. I think actually that one was 20. My bad. So Vanderbilt was the one time, but they get down by double digits a lot. I like to see us get up by double digits. How about that? Let's flip the script tomorrow and get a feel good win. We are the last time we lost Indiana in the regular season was the championship season, right?
They lost Indiana in the Sweet 16 in 2016.
No, in the regular season.
Regular season,
so
yes.
And I think the trivia question was brought up, or that was part of the trivia, was the last time they lost in Rupp Arena. It's been a while. So, look, there's a lot of people who are. We can talk about this in the next. I mean, I know we have to go to break soon, but there's if Kentucky loses, if this season kind of falls apart, is Kentucky heading towards where Indiana is? Indiana's been in 2 tournament games since 2016. It's not even comparable, really. Indiana has been so bad, and I just don't let them have this because again, how many times have we seen that Watford shot? We're gonna have to go another 13 years of hearing about how they beat Kentucky again another time. Like I can't deal with it.
No, we can't. I mean, it really will just be throwing dirt on the season, and it's December 12th. We can't have that happen. You're right, Pete. We need to go to one final commercial break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up the show, make our predictions, and talk a little Will Stein and UK football schedule. We know what it looks like in 2026, and quite frankly, folks, I love it. One final segment, Kentucky Roll Call, coming up next on the Big X.
Trying to think of something to say.
Let's read some text. Probably would have been a good idea to not close out the text line, but wish I didn't. Wish I did.
Did the call KS drop there? We KS lost him for a minute. One texter said.
It's true. It's true. All right, I'm still loading the text line, so I just have to wait.
Another one says, if anyone needs something to do this weekend after watching them bum cats, the new Knives Out movie is on Netflix, Roofman on Paramount, and Brad Pitt's F1 on Apple TV.
Man, the F1 movie now, back-to-back days getting a shout-out. I guess it's pretty good. Maybe I should check it out.
It's really good.
They made a new Knives Out movie?
Yeah.
The other, did you all like the other one?
I love those movies. This is the third one?
Oh, I didn't know that there was a second one.
Yeah, the second one is based on like an island. The second one has a lot better of a cast.
I do remember the second one now. Okay, it was called like what's this one called?
The last one was Glass Onion. This
Correct,
one I
yeah.
can't remember what the title of it is though.
Okay, that's fun. Just like a murder mystery. Those are always a good time, as long as you just don't totally mail it in with it. It doesn't have to be a great movie. I like this. Okay, cool. I actually probably will check that out. What were the other ones that the texter recommended? F1, yeah.
F1, and then the other one was... Oh my gosh, I'm looking for... Roofman on Paramount. That's the one with Channing Tatum. It's about the true story about the guy who is like living in a Walmart and was stealing from it.
Come again?
Yeah, he like was robbing, like I think it was McDonald's or Burger King for a long time, and they tried to rob a Walmart, and I think it's locked in there, and it's him like trying to get out of the Walmart or something like that. But it has Channing Tatum in it.
Huh?
Yeah, we all love Channing Tatum.
Total babe. Easy on the eyes, that one. Another texter says, not sure the details, but he had a beef with KSR. Steven's boss got Scott Charlton banned. Matt Jones got Scott Charlton banned?
This is all news to me, TJ.
How did that happen? I know he's the boogeyman for a lot of things, but I'd never heard that rumor. I'm not saying it's not true, but I'd never heard that rumor. Mitch Barnhart, or did you text anything else in? Or yeah, that's it. Mitch Barnhart is the student in school that noticed the answer key on the teacher's desk but decided not to look at it and earn his grade the right way by studying. What a total goody-good. Mitch, please just stop being the teacher's pet. Mitch just looks like a total dweeb with all this nil stuff. I thought you were going to say, texter, that he would be the guy that would remind the teacher to collect the homework, because that person sucked.
Ooh. Oh, we had a guy do that in high school.
Are you going to collect the homework from last night? Oh, yeah. We probably do need to collect that, don't we? That person was the worst.
Did you guys ever pull out the old school trick of the teacher was walking to collect your homework? You're like, oh, it's in my backpack. I forgot to pull it out. And then you try and like answer questions while they're like, come back around to me. I'll get back to you.
If there was any way, yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
My baseball coach, he noticed one time I didn't like have my math homework done, and then so he was like, all right, I'm gonna check to make sure everyone did it really slowly, and then he went around the room and like at half speed and let me copy somebody else's.
I will say in high school, I mean probably that way in grade school as well, but in college for that matter, but like. If you could get homework done during the school day if you just weren't a total goober. Between morning and just homeroom, at lunch if you needed to, just during lunch you could get homework done. Good old-fashioned study hall. That was always a good time as well.
Can we make homework illegal? Why are kids getting sent home with more work? I mean, they're already spending however many hours at school. Why are they coming home? Because I've noticed from my friends and family, like when that kid comes home with homework, the parents are now doing homework. Like the parents are assisting, and because that's kind of what they want. I get you want to know what your kid's learning and blah blah blah, but there are only so many hours in the day, and I've always been. I have hated homework. I hated it so much that I haven't had homework in well over a decade, and I still hate it, and it still bothers me.
It's almost like it'd be advantageous for the teachers to teach and then also have the kids work on the work there.
Yeah, because then you can ask the teacher questions in real time. Instead, I would come home, I'd just be frustrated.
I can't wait for Stephen Peak's kids to ask him about like geometry or something like that.
Yeah, like why are you asking me? I'm not a teacher. That's what they do. They're good at that. They're good at geometry. Not me.
I wonder if one day we'll just have AI being teachers.
Actually, you're probably
like,
not too far off from that.
You want your kid time. You want your kid to know math? Well, here's the curriculum taught by an AI. Yeah, it is crazy to think about. Crazy to think that we know UK's 2026 football schedule. The days, not so much the times, but the days and the opponents, and that's exciting. We briefly brought it up yesterday to finish the show, and I said, is there anything that you all would want to see? Is there anything that matters with a football schedule? So much to be determined. We have no idea what UK's team is even going to look like going into next year, and several teams on the schedule are in a big-time rebuild mode as well, so we have no idea what those teams are going to look like as well. But I love it. I'm just going to go ahead and say it. In terms of a team that I have no idea if they're going to go 2-10 or 9-3, I do love the way that it makes up Stephen Peak. I think it's favorable for UK in all the right reasons. I love that you get Alabama coming to town week number 2. Hello, William Stein era. That gives UK
welcome
fans
to the SEC.
That gives UK fans a chance to pack that stadium. I don't think the expectation is going to be, hey, Will Stein, second game of your UK career, knock off Alabama, a team that the program has only beaten twice ever. But that's going to be a fun moment for UK. The tailgate scene on September 12th will be great. And there could be some optimism, and who knows? Maybe you put up a bunch of points, and you never know what happens. They'll go to Kyle Field in Texas A&M. We talked about how UK will now travel to A&M a second time without the Aggies ever making a trip to Kroger Field. That one doesn't really matter to me all that much. Third week of the year, A&M, fine. Go ahead, bring it on. You get South Alabama at home, just a little cupcake game, so you have 2 tough games in a row. Then you get a little easy one. You travel to Columbia, South Carolina for the second straight year, October 3rd against USC. October 10th, Lane Kiffin and LSU come to Lexington for a Keeneland doubleheader. I can already tell you that's going to be the 7 o'clock ESPN game. That will be a night one, and that will be a lot of fun. And I think Kentucky in 2007 beat LSU on October 13th, so nearly the 20-year anniversary to the day on that one. You will travel to Oklahoma October 17th. Don't really have similar to at A&M. If you have to go on the road, that seems like a great time to do it. Who really cares? And then Vandy comes to Lexington, another Keeneland UK doubleheader October 24th. Then
my favorite part.
Yes.
I love this. Go ahead.
Kentucky has a bye week on Halloween. Halloween falls on a Saturday. Yes. It's going to be a big hootenanny for adults and kids alike, and no UK football game. So UK media members, you get to enjoy your Halloween holiday. That day is UK's only bye week of the season, October 31st, 2026. They get back in action by traveling to Knoxville the following week to take on Tennessee. I love that Florida has to come back to Lexington in November 14th. The third last game of the year, Florida travels back to Lexington. We'll have something for you that day, John Summerall. You bet your sweet buns there. At Missouri, the penultimate game of the season. Whatever, maybe Missouri's season has derailed by that point. Maybe Eli Dorkowitz is thinking about another job, potentially. Who knows? And then the Governor's Cup game, the season finale, November 28th in Lexington. They have to move that game. I'm so sick of that game being the last game of the year. It doesn't have any pop. It doesn't have any juice. I wish they'd move it. They're never going to. But there's your 2026 football schedule. I love Florida being here in November. I love the Halloween bye week. I like the LSU almost 20-year anniversary, the Keeneland doubleheader there. And I love Alabama coming to town week 2 because why not? Why not? If you played Alabama week 10, you wouldn't expect to beat them. You may as well get some juice in the program early on. That's going to be a fun Saturday in Lexington.
Oh, well, yeah, like I said, welcome to the SEC, Will Stein. Your first 2 SEC games are against playoff teams. So, it's the toughest Kentucky football schedule ever. Is that fair? Is it the toughest schedule ever with now the 9 SEC games? The other thing, TJ, is covering the team. I get to do one more road trip this year, so I get to go on the road 5 times instead of just 4. Love that. And there's some far away trips, Kyle Field, Oklahoma. So we get to make a return trip to South Carolina. And that South Carolina trip, TJ, is just like, it's like an hour and a half too long. Like it just, you feel like you're almost there. And then you look down, you still have just under 2 hours to go. It's like, this is too much. But as far as like, we already knew the opponents. I really didn't, when the schedule came out yesterday, I didn't really care because I already knew who they were going to play. It didn't really bother me what order. But I do like that you get Youngstown State to kick off the Will Stein era. You start out 1-0, and then you get Alabama week 2, and it would be tough just because the way the schedule is set up. There's a very real possibility that you're starting out 1-2 in the Will Stein era, but it's hard to say right now, right? I mean, we have no idea what the team's going to look like. We have no reason to have any expectations one way or the other at this point.
You're muted, TJ.
Everything's slow
There we
over
go.
here. It's like a delay. I hit the unmute button and then it sticks. It lags. No, you're exactly right. And I'll say this. I don't think anybody's expecting Will Stein to dominate in year one. Like I said, we have no idea what the team's even going to look like. But let's just do a thought exercise, everybody. Stephen Peake's right. The toughest schedule in the history of UK football, because you've never played a 9-game SEC schedule before. It's tough. It's daunting. Will Stein has his back against the wall. Would you rather go into this really, really tough schedule with hope and optimism and potentially an exciting offense and maybe lighten up a scoreboard occasionally? Or would you have rather gone into this season with Mark Stoops year 14?
Nah, that's a very easy thought experiment. You know, at least there's some optimism just in how they might play. Like I'm not looking for Will to put together a 7-8 win season right out of the gate. Again, when we know who's on the team, we'll have a better idea and maybe be able to set some expectations. But yeah, totally. Like if this was going to be the end of the Mark Stoops era, then I would go into this season with absolutely zero hope and zero excitement. At least with Will Stein, there is some excitement, and you can have excitement while not even being bowl eligible. Even I don't know what to set the bar at for him. This is a really, really tough schedule, but it's not like it's going to get it's going to get a little easier. It's going to let up a little bit just looking at the opponents in 2027. But again, we don't know what any of those teams are going to look like in 2027. So even when you see, Vanderbilt's on the schedule this year, well, okay, but Vanderbilt was another win away from going to the playoffs this year. So yeah, it's tough, but I'm way more excited with Will at the helm.
Yeah, it gives you something to get. It's different. It's going to be fun. You're going to have a different tempo. If you have a game where you don't score over 13 points, that probably should be concerning, where it was just the norm. That was just another Saturday if the Cats didn't score over 13 points. So I'm excited about that and think the schedule works out pretty well, all things considered. Wow. Real commotion going on.
I don't know what that was.
People are fired up at the Big X Sports Radio studios heading into the weekend.
Is Jack over there with the Herald Leader reporter? What's going on over there?
Oh, yeah. By the way, James Schriebel has teased his show by saying he's going to talk the media beef.
I love a good media war in the middle of basketball season. That's some good stuff. TJ.
Everybody does. All right, Pete, give me your predictions for Cats and Hoosiers tomorrow. How's it all going to unfold?
All right, Kentucky's going to come out. They're finally going to have that. They're going to have some progression towards the mean as far as three-point shooting goes against the good teams. In other words, shots are going to go in. They have to because they can't just not go in forever. So Kentucky's going to do just enough to win 81-76. You want an MVP? I can give you an MVP also if you would like that.
I would love it. I'd love an MVP. 81-76, I would tip my hat to UK's defense and say that was a hell of a day if they hold IU to under 80 points.
Well, the issue is if I'm going to predict them to win, I can't. They can't put the score in the 90s because I don't think we are capable of doing that against good teams. But
You don't think it could be a track meet type of game?
No, I could, but like we're just hoping Indiana misses shots. So 81-76. I got Kentucky winning, and I'm gonna go with Colin Chandler as MVP. Colin shoots 6 of 10 from downtown.
There you go. That's a bold take. I love it. I do hope that, like, hey, we have seen for many, many years, UK have bad shooting nights in Rupp. It's not the friendliest shooting environment in the world. Can IU have a bad shooting night at Rupp Arena? Can they go into Rupp Arena and just be like, this place is kind of hard to shoot in? I hope Lamar Wilkerson has an off night. IU is a fun team. They're good offensively, but this has got to be Kentucky's day. They need to be desperate. They need to be hungry, and they have to do whatever it takes to come out of Rupp Arena with a win. I don't care if it's by 1 point. I would prefer it by 50. I hate the Hoosiers. Go ahead and give me Kentucky 86-83. It's going to be close. It's going to come down to the wire. I don't know how the Cats do it, but I've just got a good feeling that when all said and done, we have a happy Kentucky Roll Call Monday show, Peak, for the first time ever.
Oh, that would be so nice. I would like to be positive about some of this stuff. That'd be good.
Everybody have a great weekend. Thanks for listening. This is Kentucky Roll Call on Big X Sports Radio.
Yeah, we stand tall. Kentucky more.